Good evening and welcome to Florida Live, bringing you training, incentives, motivation, and Florida recognition. Your hosts for tonight's event are Daniel and Rebecca Gonzalez, State Vice Presidents of Florida, as well as your co-hosts, Regional Director from South Florida, Mr. Jeffrey Lewis, and Regional Director from North Florida, Mr. David Hauser. Without any further ado, here is Daniel Gonzalez with your state news and announcements.
We know that our time is now.
It is time to ask yourself
if you are living the life that you want to live.
Are you making the decisions that will determine your destiny?
Are you willing to put in the work?
Because your time is now.
For all our lives, we've been asked to wait.
For equality, for freedom.
But there are more of us now.
We are stronger and we will wait no longer.
Our time is now.
Our time is now.
Our time is now.
As the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. once said, now is the time to make real the promises of democracy.
The time is now to open the doors of opportunity
and to reach the paths of justice and security.
The time is now because it is time for change.
Because it is time for change.
It is time for change.
I love that video, guys. Isn't it a powerful video? What's really cool, it's in your back office. You can share it. Folks, welcome to another edition of Florida Live this week. It has just been an amazing, amazing month so far. We had our national convention. You know, we released a lot of amazing incentives, which you're going to hear about. If you haven't heard, maybe you just got started and you're watching this for the first time, you missed the convention, and you're not aware about some amazing incentives that you could take advantage of. We're going to review those towards the end. But we got an incredible lineup for you today, folks. We got an amazing guest speaker that we have that's going to be interviewed today by none other than Mr. Jeffrey Lewis. And then we got Mr. David Hauser going to come in and wrap up our call, helping you understand on how to implement the incentives that corporate put out for us. So without any further ado, folks, first announcements here for the state is, hey, look, last month, Florida was #1. And guess what? Our time is now. We need to make sure that we are doing everything in our power to wrap up the month strong, reaching out to our teams, making sure that everyone on your team is getting Performance Club qualified, Performance Club Pro qualified, making sure they're taking full advantage of everything that we have in place right now. So congratulations, Florida, for being #1 last month. Let's make sure that we get it done this month so we can continue to be #1 and hold that spot. Secondly, guys, we've launched a brand new training platform called First Step, Fast Start. It is absolutely phenomenal. We have some incredibly professionally recorded videos to introduce your brand new associates step by step to get their first steps in Legal Shield. And then we launch them right into a fast start training class where they get their hands dirty. They roll up their sleeves. They actually learn how to start and launch their businesses, how to build a list, how to call on prospects, you know, how to invite them in and use Prospect by Legal Shields. This is an amazing 1-2 punch. So I highly recommend and condone you all to go to lsengage.com/first step. If you haven't yet, check it out. Go through the videos so that you know what you're pushing your associates into, folks. This is the new system to launch brand new associates. First Step, Fast Start. It is absolutely off the chain. Make sure you're taking advantage of that. And then we launched a brand new LS Advantage, Legal Shield Advantage. There's an upgraded version now for $24.95 instead of the $19.95. Guys, I went on there. I upgraded immediately. If you go into your back office after you upgrade and you click on associate perks, guys, awesome perks. I mean, all the way down to insurance. They're now offering us healthcare insurance, dental insurance at discounted group rates now because you're Legal Shield associates. A lot of perks. Cell phone companies that are in there, guys. Just go in there, check it out, have fun with it. But most importantly, save some money with it, right? So, ladies and gents, without any further ado, I want to congratulate the top recruiters for last week here in Florida with 2 recruits each. We got Daryl Knight, congratulations. Janice Phillip, congratulations. And Juliet Assam, awesome job. Hats off to you. Kudos for getting the job done and being the top recruiters in Florida this past week, folks. So again, congratulations to those 3 top leaders. And now we're going to transition into everybody's favorite segment here, Interview with Success. We have an incredible guest speaker that's going to be interviewed today by none other than your electrifying personality leader himself, one of the co-hosts here on this show, an incredible individual. He's the regional director for South Florida. He's bronze executive director, and he's just an amazing leader. Your friend, Mr. Jeffrey Lewis. How you doing, my friend? Hey, you're muted out. It's not me this time. This time it's you, baby. That's my show, man. I'm usually the one that's muted.
That's right.
That's my move, man.
You messed me. I got no words now. Mr. Gonzalez, I appreciate it. Again, the opportunity to serve. Just thank you, sir. And so I'm going to just jump right into it. Today, ladies and gentlemen, we have the pleasure of talking to somebody who's pretty special in her own right for all of her world accomplishments, but just a heart of gold, silver executive director, 50K ring earner, soon to be 100K. I'm saying it here first. Mrs. Gyn Mcallister. Are you there, Miss Mcallister?
Yes, I am, Jeffrey. Good to see you.
How's it going?
I don't think it could be better. I mean, I think that's true for the whole entire company.
Well, listen, I got a couple things that I'd like to ask you today. I've been given the privilege, and I'm excited about it because I remember one day when we were sitting on the convention floor, and you convinced me to do a couple of things with some platinum tickets, right, to step my game up. And so I know you're a leader of leaders because you got me to go on stage and do something I would not normally do. I'll tell everybody else that story at another time, but why don't we just talk to everybody and talk about how you got started in Legal Shield? Could you tell us how you got started in Legal Shield?
Oh, yeah. Wow. Okay. Don't hate me after I tell you. So, well, actually,
I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
I was approached by a student. I was teaching in a college in South Florida. And in 2002, a student in my class, had this card. And it had the scales of justice on it. And I thought somebody was taking advantage of this student. I said, is somebody trying to make you pretend that you're an attorney? I didn't quite get what this was. And I said, oh, I'm going to save you. I tore up the business card. I threw it in the garbage. And then I warned all the other students. And I actually made it. I was a professor of business. And so I made it part of my presentation. I said, beware of these horrible organizations like this particular company, and I named ours. And it was part of my class from 2002 to 2009. I spoke ill of this company. I'm sorry. I said, don't hate me. I didn't know.
Well, okay, I won't hate you. Okay. I didn't know that story. I thought I knew the story. That I didn't know that story. Okay.
Yeah, I'm a monster. Didn't know that, right? Okay,
okay. All right. So okay. So you ended up getting started, right? And so
right, I did. Not through that student, but So that was 2002. And I said I was teaching against it until 2009 in this particular class called Entrepreneurial Studies, where I launched over 2,000 young people's businesses. And I said, yeah, well, definitely don't get involved with that. That's for ne'er-do-wells and semi-criminals. And I did no research. I said, in my considered opinion, because I thought I was all that in a bag of potato chips, as professors tend to do, and with no knowledge, no prior knowledge. So I don't judge when people tell me no. So, because I said no, I went further than no. I said, I'm going to take this company down. I was just determined to save students from, or the general public from this monster. So I know what you don't know. So let me tell you, this was crazy. So in 2009, the reason I stopped doing it is because I was laid off. In 2009, the economy was in the toilet. This was a private college. And so we had an attrition rate that went from 8% in 2008 to 23% the following year. So the students could not pay $44,000 cash. The money was just not around. Yeah. So they laid 168 people off, and I was one of them. What happened then, coincidentally, our retirement funds had the underpinning of recommendations from Goldman Sachs and AIG. So everything led back to the crashing first-time home buyers mortgage market. And so my retirement went from close to $300,000 to $14,000. So I was not only let go in 2009, I was told I lost my whole retirement. So that's the pickle I found myself in. So then I was in a ladies' room, and I was crying. And the lady in the next stall balled up all this toilet paper and shoved it under for me. And I'm like, no, I'm not out of paper. It's a much bigger issue than that. And she sat on the floor of that ladies' room and listened to everything that was going on in my life. I had been laid off, and I was going through a divorce, and an IRS audit, and a foreclosure simultaneously. And I just felt there was just no way out. And she started to tell me about the same thing the student had told me about in 2002. I said, you're trying to rip me off at this stage in my life. I was so angry with her. And she called the law firm, and she said, this person is, she said, I know you're going to buy, so I'm just going to tell him that you just purchased this. And the attorney came on and helped me. And I was like, what? Have I been wrong all these years?
Wow.
And the attorney stayed on the phone with me, and I was actually on the floor in a apartment complex, because I was renting an apartment for the first time in my life, and my kids were in a U-Haul outside, and I was like, what am I going to do? Because I didn't have, they came up with a surprise $400 fee. And I was like, what was that for? And they said something. I didn't get it. And secret, I only had $47 in my bank account. So I could not move in. The U-Haul is there with the engine running, with my kids, with all this stuff. And it's like, I was stuck, right? So when she got an attorney on the phone, and he said, give the phone to the property manager, because you're a new member. And in those days, you had to send in a paper policy. So she said, it's in the mail. And I was like, she blessed me with that. So I gave the phone to the secretary. The secretary took it into the property manager, who came out and said, that's a standard contract, and so on. Then you hear the attorney blah, blah, blahing. And she went off with the phone, arguing with him. A few minutes later, she comes out with 4 pieces of paper. I initialed it. The $400 charge went away. They told me I couldn't have the unit number that they had shown me because it was no longer available. All of a sudden, it was available. They had charged everybody a garbage collection fee. And when they showed me, there was no such thing. And they had that removed. And they said I wasn't entitled to this sign that said, if you sign up today, you get first and last month. You can choose, you get 1 month off. And they said I wasn't eligible because I came to them the previous month. So I didn't qualify for that month. And he said, that's garbage. It's 30 days prior and after. What they're telling you is, so guess what? He took it, he prorated that amount and brought down my monthly rent. And I was in shock. I was in tears. I was like so grateful. I wanted to marry this man. I had him on the phone. I was like, what's your name, attorney? I said, that's my man, Alan. I'm going to tattoo his name on my chest. And that was my first experience with a Legal Shield attorney. And so this woman said, well, do you like it? So I said, yes. She said, well, then buy the plan. And I bought it immediately, and which left me like $30 in my account. And she said, come to this meeting tonight, and it's going to be $249 to become a business partner. I'd been laid off, right? But I was under audit. So because I was under audit, at that time, the IRS could not garnish commissioned earnings. So I said, this is commission based? Like, oh my goodness, I'm no longer under audit. I was dancing. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe just every problem in my life was solved by a woman in a ladies' room. And I had been taken from ignorance and just being a hard-headed person. She saved my life, literally in every way. And I went to a meeting that night, and I needed the $249. And I spoke to my kids before I left, because since they were small, people have been giving them $25 here and there in their savings accounts. And I said, listen, I'm emptying your savings accounts because you guys are going to love this. Mommy's going to be making money. And I took my kids' savings accounts money, and that's how I came into leadership.
Oh my goodness. That is the most dynamic story I've ever heard about becoming a leader. I mean, you had a membership story in there. You had a membership testimony. You had sacrifice in there. I mean, that could be a short story in itself, right? And so, I'm sure no one has an excuse good enough to talk to you about what they get. So let me ask this. I want to ask this. And so, it's not a secret that you've been, really killing it right now, right? You just hit the silver executive director level, 50K ring last year. I hear the 100K is on the dawn. I said it twice during this call. I'm manifesting the thing, right? And so, listen, how do you, coming from where you're coming from, you've dealt with a lot of professional people in your life, teachers and doctors, lawyers, people of, high esteem, if you will, quote unquote, in society. How do you attract the right type of people into this, that have the caliber and leadership to take it to the next level? Because you're growing a team of stupendous leaders, right? So what does it take to attract those type of people?
That is a great question. I'll tell you, the formula came over time because I've been in for 11 years. So I really actively did the business for 4. Okay. And then my mom went into hospice, and I went to Washington, D.C., and I was a shut-in with her and looked after her for 5 years. So I really wasn't fully doing the business. So I've been back full throttle, really. The last 2 years, it's I eat, breathe, and sleep and sleep this. So how I really formulated how to recruit those caliber of people is I really drew on my training, because as a teacher, one of the things that we do, I was LinkedIn certified. So while I was with my mom, I was able to work the underlying algorithm in LinkedIn. So I'm going to give you 2 tips, and this is how I was able to connect with people of a certain caliber. So 2 tips. Now, number 1, when you're asked to set up your LinkedIn account, it's going to say, what are your attributes, your personal attributes? And you're a recruiter. So you're not going to put yours. You're going to put the profile of the person that you're seeking, not yours. And then what it's going to do, it's going to go send those things out and match you to people with those personality traits and those skills, which aren't you, is what you're looking for. And the second thing is this. If you have a degree, or if you're in Legal Shield and you incorporate and you're the president of your business, and you put that, instead of saying I'm a Legal Shield associate, you say I'm the president of so-and-so. Right. All it's going to do is link you. It's going to recommend or suggest connections of the same level. So it's going to connect you to people who are presidents, CEOs, anyone who has the same descriptor as you. I put comma MBA because if you have a degree and you put it there, it's going to match you with everybody that has the same degree. So now you have excluded everybody that is not a president, CEO, or business owner, and you've excluded anybody that doesn't have a master's degree or higher. So you've already created your environment. So
Gyn, wait a minute. Let's back up. Wait a minute. Okay. So, okay. Let's just put it on the table here. You're a powerhouse, right? Who is your mentor? And why is it important to have one, in your opinion?
Wow. Well, I'll tell you, I mean, you always have more than one because you have people who are skilled in different areas. So I need um, different specialities. Just the way the president of the United States has a cabinet, so do I. And my cabinet is made up of my mentors. So when I was in Washington, D.C., Kevin Mack was my mentor. He was my go-to guy, and Johnny Jones. Those two people were there. And then in my career, like right now, the vision of where I'm going is really Mike Melia teaching me how to, or giving me a window into how to build a platinum organization. But building a platinum organization, you need to have two really primary functions that you do better than anybody else. And those two things are recruiting.
Okay.
And so I have a mentor who is a professional recruiter.
Yep.
And is a top recruiter in the industry. She got recruited onto my team, and last month she single-handedly recruited 10 people. She's in Delaware. She has been in network marketing for 35 years, and she is the top recruiter in every company. So having her on my team has been powerful, and she teaches me how to do large things so that we can duplicate that on the team. And then my other mentor is in sales, because remember, sales and recruiting is what we do. And then the visioning and building for events is the third thing, which the Melias are experts at. So those three components I have. So I have these are executive directors on my team. You have that person, Mona Brakely, who's a professional recruiter. And then I have Mr. Brittle Barrington, who has been in sales for 35 years and is a market leader. I mean, he controls the state of Florida in what he does. And he's like, this is sales. And he has a sales team that he's worked with for 35 years. And so I said, okay, teach me everything you know. And now let's teach the team. So that's it. I got three mentors.
All right, wait. Okay, because you're dropping bombs all over the place.
Oh.
And so, okay, so, all right, and I only have a few minutes here. I wish I had an hour with you, really. But I will, all right? So I want to ask this question here, and then we'll wrap up, because we got a couple things. But, when you're developing these teams, these powerhouses like this, right? How do you get all of these, let's put it this way, these alpha type mindsets to start locking in step and right, left in the Legal Shield system? How do you do that? And what's some of the ways that you use?
Oh, well, it's one. Oh, baby. This is it. You wanted a bomb. If you are a professional, if you're good at what you do, you know what you are? You're competitive. And you know what you want to know? You want to see your upline's back office, because you want to know who you're competing against, because everything's a competition. You want to be the best of the best. So I have an accountability Zoom every Saturday, and I show everybody's back office. And now it's on, baby.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I do.
Listen.
I don't play.
Do you understand? You just took me back to sports, right? I mean, listen, you get in the room, we're going to get on the bench. You do 10. If the next guy can't do 10, then he's out there every day working till he can get 10. I mean, that's amazing. I would have never thought of that. Oh my goodness. Okay. So,
it's powerful.
So you're recruiting leaders. You're on a 100K ring run right now. You've got a cabinet. I love the way you put that. I don't have a mentor, Jeff. I have a cabinet of individuals who specialize in each one of my areas of critique. Your story is amazing about how you got into Legal Shield. Now, no one can ever have an excuse for you, right? Let me ask this last question. I'm going to sneak this one in. Okay, I just got to. Okay, what was your biggest setback, you think, in Legal Shield, and how did you overcome it? I mean, if anything, right? Was it you, or was it helping somebody? What do you think there?
Oh, that is so easy. And I think it's true for most people. When I thought my friends and my family were going to support me, and I was a pariah, and they were embarrassed and didn't want to be associated with me. And I was so alone, and I was already in a place of struggle. And then you feel like you're also being kicked when you're down. I was just That was the hardest thing.
Yeah.
And I overcame it by building a legal shield family to replace that.
I heard that. I heard that. We family. All right. We got you, girl. We got you. Okay. Well, listen. Yeah, I will be in contact. Listen. Florida needs to hear more of this story, and I just want to let you know, Gyn, we really appreciate you. You've always had a good heart, a heart, like as I say, for the people. I remember, Super Saturdays when you took time out of your busy schedules just to sit with a bunch of us and help us to learn, how to better promote our own businesses, way before your time even came. And I think that is an awesome thing about you. And so, God continue to bless you and all that you do.
Thank you.
Much success to you and everything that you have. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here from Miss Gyn Mcallister. Miss Mcallister, you have any closing words for us today?
Yes. You know what? If you stick and stay, you'll get your pay. It's just a matter of time. You are all executive directors and platinums. Just put a date on it. Boom.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first from Gyn Mcallister, and that's it today on Interview with Success. Now, we're going to go over to Mr. David Hauser to bring the house down with all the things that you need to know on incentives and the breakdown. Over to you, Mr. Hauser.
Wow, that was a powerful, powerful interview, Mr. Lewis and Gyn Mcallister. I've never been more proud of you, my girl. She's one of my workout partners as well. And I tell you what, powerful, powerful stuff. Man, I'm so fired up and excited. Can I start over again? All right. Let's talk about some incentives and closing out this month strong because we are at the end of the month. Listen, our time is now, a 90-day run from the 16th through the 30th. Listen, the Fast Start bonuses have been doubled and 50% more when we hit manager and senior managers. So listen, a $200 Fast Start instead of $100, okay? $675 when you hit manager in your first 45 days, $675 when you hit senior manager in 90 days. Folks, that's $1,550 on the table, plus matching bonuses for the sponsors. So there's money on the table for everybody from the 16th through the 30th. So let's close out strong. We got 4 days left. All right. Listen, the Business Builder Bundle has been extended until the end of April. $99, folks. Listen, what a way to get started. $99. You're going to get your family legal plan, your identity plan, your home business plan. Normally $168, $99. No more excuses. And folks, all that extra bonus money on the table. Let's get after it, baby. The next 4 days, close strong, close hard, get promoted, Fast Start qualified, up to that manager level before the end of the month, and it can be done. So let's make it happen, Captain. Back to you, Mr. Gonzalez. Closes out, baby.
Ooh-wee. I feel the fire. Baby. It's awesome.
Fired up, ready to grow, baby. Fired up and ready to grow.
That's it, Mr. Hauser. Thank you so much, my friend, for everything you're doing in North Florida. Amazing leader there, Mr. Lewis and Miss Mcallister. Just incredible information on the screen here today. Thank you all so much for spending time. But look, I got a big announcement to make. Look, we have a Super Saturday coming up in May, and we have none other than Mr. Mike Melia. He's going to be our guest speaker May 15th, Super Saturday. He's a platinum executive director, $600,000 income earner, millionaire club member, folks. He's a mentor to many and a friend to you. So just make sure that you're logging in, checking that out. Save the date now and start building into that event. Because if you've ever seen Mr. Mike Melia train, he's going to bring some nuggets to the table, help you explode your business and just blow up into the last end of May and into the rest of summer, folks. It's just going to be an amazing event. And as always, we have weekly trainings for you to tap into regionally. Mr. Jeffrey Lewis in South Florida every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. And Mr. David Hauser holds one every Thursday night at 7:30 p.m. Now here, folks, I'm sad but happy to say that these weekly meetings are going to go away. They're actually going to be condensed and unified into one weekly powerful meeting with all of the top leaders. So you got to go to one place one day. It's going to be just absolutely outstanding. So with that, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. That way, anytime we put a brand new training up or something's released, make sure you not only subscribe, there's a little bell that you could click on, and it'll send you an alert next time that we go live or we put a training up. So make sure you're doing that. Make sure that you're focusing on closing this month strong. Go out there, get as many recruits as you can in the next 4 days. Because look, if you lock them in before the end of the month, they still have their 20-day window. If they fast start qualify in that 20-day window, you still get a double bonus, and so do they. So just make sure you go out of your way. $99 builder bundle. You can get them in and help them save money, launch them into the stratosphere. Help them build a big business by plugging them into First Step, Fast Start. And I'm telling you, folks, you're going to have some massive success this year. This is your year. Our time is now, folks. God bless you all. Have a great night, and we'll see you all next week.